We played the games. Boom, boom, psh. We saw the trailer. Boom, boom, psh. And we saved the movie. Boom, boom, psh. But was it worth closing down the entire VFX studio that turned this into this? I turned to Patreon for answers, but with nobody around, time was running out. Take these and fulfill your destiny. March up to that theater, snap a photo with the display sign, have a seat in room 17 at 2 p.m, and go enjoy the movie. Thanks, Reddit. I couldn't have done it without you. I know. Happy Valentine's Day, Sonic.
Howdy do. We're joining here today with Shiffy. I was forced to come here against my own will.
You made me come.
Cut the tape. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hear it's a good one.
It looks okay, even though, Sonic kind of sucks. What do you mean by that? You gotta explain. He's too slim.
There's more details in his hair and stuff, but he looks like a monkey. Look at him. It's a Pokemon. He ain't Sanic.
I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what either of them are. No, both hideous. Have you ever been told that you look like Eggman?
I can always go fast. I'm the speed boy. Yeah, I'm the speediest boy around.
I'm the fastest around. Can you show us? Did you see that? Did you see that?
2 hours later.
Gotta go fast. We came back from the Sanic movie. First thing we got when we arrived from the movie, of course, is another Sanic 06. Good stuff. Let's put that over there.
That's right, I now have 2 copies of this game, Sonic 06, something that no person should ever have to say.
Fun fact, the same people that made those awesome cutscenes in the Sonic 06 game were also responsible for animating our blue hedgehog here in this movie. Coincidence? I think not. This movie was destined to fail with that first trailer, just like how Sonic 06 did as a game to the entire Sonic franchise. With that said though, the 3 of us actually enjoyed the movie quite a lot and had a hoot watching it in the theater. It was a nice origin story between Sonic and Robotnik. There were some cheesy moments that kept us chuckling throughout. I liked the references sprinkled about to the Sonic video games, and we were pretty much interested all the way to the end. So hopefully the planned sequel will improve upon that formula and fill in the plot holes even better. There will be spoilers in this video, but if you want to see all 3 of us, talk about the Sonic movie unedited, then feel free to check out my Patreon and support me there. But if you actually got an early screening of the Sonic movie, you're able to get this poster here, a blue bouncy ball, as you can see. Red, I guess, is Robotnik, and then blue is Sonic. You also got this Floam stuff. If anyone's seen that commercial back in, I think it was like 2005 or something, it was always on TV.
What's squishy, stretchy, and transforms almost anything?
Not only that, but we also got this paddle ball here. I guess, that one scene where Sonic goes to the rubber ball factory or something. He has a paddle ball, and so I guess they thought it was a good idea to include that as well. It's kind of weird, but yeah, there you go. I think some places also got like a beanie, some crayons, a Mad Lib book. Most of it doesn't really make sense, but we didn't actually get to see the movie on Valentine's Day because the tickets are like $15. Instead, we had a $4 coupon thanks to Reddit. So we went there and the theater was pretty much empty for the most part until about 5 minutes before the movie actually started, when these 2 old grannies waddled their way through the entrance. They were probably fans since the original Genesis days, but it was kind of funny seeing them lock eyes with me and then quickly turn away. Youngsters nowadays, this is why we can't have nice things anymore, Gertrude.
And there's like a realistic picture, I don't know of all the people who were there, but I saw Donkey Kong was in there. Like I said, like a whole new universe of like video game movies.
Donkey Kong Country doesn't really have like a story or anything. You just got the booty cheeks, that's all you need.
The war.
Of course, the war, the Kong War, the Great Kong War,
yep.
The conspiracies. The film actually starts at the end with Robotnik chasing Sonic through San Francisco before breaking the 4th wall with the whole, "Oh, let me tell you how I got here." Rewind 10 years to the past with an accurate rendition of Green Hill Zone, as the Sonic Mania theme acts as a nice reference to the developers. Which, fun fact, the lead animator to those amazing hand-drawn trailers, Sonic Mania Adventures, and the Team Sonic Racing Overdrive short cartoon, Tyson Hess, was brought in to fix the original design, and probably one of the main people to thank for completely changing whatever the first trailer trailer was supposed to be. With that said, we learn about baby Sonic, who looks a little weird, except for his shoes. Those are totes adorbs. But thank Jesus, this version isn't an actual thing, and that because of his special power of going fast, he'll be hunted down and should instead stay hidden. His mother owl guardian thing, Longclaw, seems a bit too realistic when compared to Sonic and the scenery. She probably wasn't in the redesign budget of $5 million and had to be kept in as is. The two get ambushed by a mysterious tribe, probably the Knuckles clan, shot with an arrow and are forced to leave, either to Earth or a mushroom planet. Sonic teleports to Earth with a bag of magical rings as Mother Owl stays behind and dies? Find out in the sequel.
And so I'm guessing Sonic is about 5 years old, and so to have all this happen to him at once is probably pretty traumatic. Plot hole number 1.
10 years go by and Sonic hides out in Green Hills, Montana, stalking the residents of this small town, watching their every move while stealing whatever he wants to put in his forest cave.
Remember that Game Boy you lost at the park? It was Sam.
It was Sonic, I'm telling you. It all makes sense now.
I'll say Sonic's new look and voice are on point. If he's meant to be 15, then they nailed it.
He's dramatic, emotional, and a bit annoying throughout the film, but most of all, Sonic is alone.
Which when certain scenes are rearranged, can turn this into a horror movie, with that being his motive for killing off the humans and creeping on their children. His favorite victim is the town's sheriff, Tom Wazowski, also known as the Donut Lord, who's been pranked by Sonic a few times on the job and just so happens to find a glowing blue quill dropped by our speedy hedgehog. More on that later.
Donut Lord cares about his work but wants life as a street cop in San Francisco to feel alive again, and takes a promotion to make that dream a reality.
While his veterinarian wife, the pretzel lady, leaves to look for apartments in the area with her sister, Sonic continues spying on the kids, playing baseball, and is so mesmerized by a high five that he recreates a full game between himself, only to realize he'll forever be alone without a high five, gets emotional, and triggers a sonic boom that puts the entire county into darkness.
Now, remember plot hole number 1? And so I'm guessing Sonic is about 5 years old, and so to have all this happen to him at once is probably pretty traumatic. Plot hole number 1.
Why didn't Sonic have a similar reaction when forced to leave Longclaw and his home planet? That seems like a big deal, so where's that power outage?
I just find it a little hard to believe that after being on Earth for 10 years, this is the only time Sonic lost control of his emotions like that.
Now, the government thinks it's some sort of attack and call upon Dr. Robotnik to figure it out. He's a bit of an outcast, short-tempered, is quick to schmack talk, and will eliminate anyone using his egg-shaped robots. Jim Carrey shines through the screen using physical comedy to bring his character to life and reminds me a lot of his role in the Grinch movie.
Being an origin story of how Sonic and Robotnik became their iconic characters,
I can see why Eggman didn't start out as fat, but it would have been nice to see him with that beer belly. That said, the interactions between Robotnik and his assistant, Agent Stone, were some of my favorite parts in the film, with Agent Stone acting as Robotnik's only friend, looking out for his well-being rather than his own job, despite the constant abuse he's put through.
And aside from the main cast, there are 3 other characters that stood out for me.
The first being Donut Lord's friend, Wade, or Officer Brainfart as called by Robotnik. His derpy personality was like watching a live-action Patrick Star in the Sonic universe, always confused as to why he's even here. Then Pretzel Lady's sister Rachel and her overreacting to anything Tom does brought flashback as to what it's like growing up with my mom. And finally, Green Hill's homeless guy, Crazy Carl. Chainsaw in one hand and Sanic memes in the other.
This is probably me in a few years, unless the Blue Devil shows himself sometime soon.
But Robotnik's drones reveal Sonic's footprint, who's forced out from his hideout and into Donut Lord's home. Armed with a new outfit and Pretzel Lady's bear tranquilizer, he shoots Sonic in the leg, causing our blue alien to drop a ring portal into San Francisco as his magic bag falls into the Transamerica Pyramid building. Robotnik discovers one of Sonic's quills inside Donut Lord's kitchen and wants to harness this power for himself, but gets knocked out instead.
From here on out, Sonic and Donut Lord spend the rest of the movie becoming best buds, getting the rings back from San Francisco and trying to get Sonic off of Earth, all while escaping Robotnik's attacks at every corner. And I really liked how Sonic's curiosity played out in this movie.
Seeing that turtle almost get crushed though, gave me a heart attack, but that little smirk on his face while running with Sonic to Don't Stop Me Now was pretty funny.
funny, whereas that bar scene felt like it went on for a while. Like, I know this was supposed to be a heartfelt bonding moment between Sonic and Donut Lord to do as many things off their bucket list while Sonic was still on Earth, but after being humiliated, Robotnik isn't wasting any time trying to hunt down Sonic, so they should probably keep moving to survive. Even then, it was pretty nice to see the two of them hang out as friends before that bar fight let loose. And the way they made Sonic freeze time was such a cool effect to show off exactly how fast he really is, only to eat a few chili dogs and blast a stinker in the next scene. I'll admit, farts will never stop being funny, so it got a chuckle out of me, but the timing of how it was handled felt like the joke was a bit rushed and forced, kind of like wet diarrhea, rather than happening naturally, like a smooth stinker. And you know what they say, if you have to force one out, then it always turns into shit. Back on the road, the highway car chase felt a bit like a missed opportunity. Sure, it was cool seeing Sonic spin dash at the car as it transformed into smaller robots, but how awesome would it have been if Robotnik's evil lab truck came out of nowhere like in Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic does start flossing in this scene, as weird of a sentence as that is, but after the Spyro remake did the same thing, I'm not that surprised anymore. His original dance from the trailers was fine, so this was probably done just to get the kids talking about the movie. And when the explosion knocked out Sonic, why didn't Robotnik take that as a chance to get Sonic instead of taking out his anger at Agent Stone, who deserves some kind of raise for reminding Robotnik about the quill from earlier? There's no respect for our boy here at all. But at San Francisco, Donut Lord barges into Rachel's house, she faints and gets tied up for Pretzel Lady to bring Sonic back through drug-sniffing bath salts.
Gotta go fast!
Only to get his iconic shoes and steal Rachel's car. It's just beautiful.
They make it to the Transamerica building, and I swear,
Couldn't Sonic try to run straight up Spider-Man style? It's slanted at an angle, so going fast enough might have been possible, but instead, he's stuffed into a bag as Pretzel Lady and Donut Lord take the elevator to the top floor. And I know this was done on purpose, but why didn't the two employees try to save Sonic or call security if they thought there was a child being kidnapped in that bag? But with the rings and Sonic reunited, he says a farewell to Donut Lord and tries to create a portal out from Earth. Robotnik appears, gets his nickname Eggman, as Sonic pushes Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady off the building with another freeze time moment. First of all, I'm so glad that Gangster's Paradise is nowhere to be found here from the original trailer.
and second, even if Eggman didn't show up to let Sonic, leave Earth, I'm pretty certain that Donut Lord would have been killed here instead.
I mean, no more than a few minutes later, Eggman is firing lasers into the street, blowing up cars, people, and an entire bus along the way.
Donut Lord wouldn't have been spared at all.
But with Sonic doing what Sonic does, taking out the rockets in freeze time, Eggman found a way to harness his power by utilizing the dropped quill from before.
Now, I know Sonic is this alien hedgehog with special powers and whatnot, so it wouldn't make sense to compare him to a normal hedgehog on Earth, and I might be thinking too deeply into this movie at this point, but I'm quite certain that hedgehogs drop plenty of quills throughout their lifetime, and with Sonic going as fast as he does, it probably happens to him more often.
So Eggman should have found at least a few quills in the forest when scanning near Sonic's hideout, since, he spent like most of those 10 years on Earth in that area.
Not only that, but if Sonic's power is stored in his quills and can be easily extracted by someone like Eggman, then that should also mean that if Sonic ever goes bald,
He loses his power and no longer goes fast anymore, right? I say keep an eye out on Crazy Carl though. He practically lives in the forest and probably already found all the quills on his quest towards world domination. At this point, Eggman is able to match Sonic in speed, so with Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady teleported back to Green Hills, the final chase begins, pretty much destroying anything Sonic runs past, using the rings to travel from San Francisco, past the Eiffel Tower in Paris, alongside the Great Wall of China, and even Egypt. It seems to be a cliche now for any action movie in Egypt to destroy the Sphinx, so Eggman does exactly that. Sonic distracts Eggman with a sand tornado, runs up a pyramid, and hopes to escape through the ring portal at the top.
and I don't know why Sonic didn't just throw the ring at the ground, or maybe a few feet right in front of him, but instead thought it was a better idea to run up this giant pyramid first, buying Eggman some time, and then throwing the ring all the way at the top. Like, the pyramid is right in front of Eggman, so it's pretty hard for him not to notice that.
So Sonic gets hit and launches through to Green Hills, unconscious in the middle of the street.
Everything up to this point in the film kind of felt like a classic 2D Sonic game, but instead of the heroes going through obstacles to chase the villain in the end, it was the villain chasing our heroes instead. And with Sonic just laying there, Eggman won, as the people of Green Hills gathered around to watch,
Including Donut Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady. Using this as an opportunity, Donut Lord grabs the bag of rings, gets behind Eggman for a sneak attack, and punches him again, only to deliver a cheesy line and reawaken Sonic through the power of friendship. Sonic is full on blue Super Saiyan mode and somehow uses the Force to drain the power of Eggman's quill, then full out headbutts the life out of Eggman's ship with what resembles a homing attack from Sonic Adventure, shattering the ship to a million pieces and pushing Eggman through a ring portal and off of Earth. Donut Lord decides to stay in Green Hills instead of San Francisco, the town celebrates, and Sonic finally gets that high five, which would have prevented this whole mess in the first place.
3 months go by as Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady enjoy life in Green Hills until one of the government dudes from earlier come knocking on their door, congratulating them for defeating Eggman
and asking if they've seen Sonic. They say no, he gives them an important letter, which is just a $50 gift card to Olive Garden.
Like his apps on his phone. Like check if he has a dating app. Yeah.
Look how all I have is Olive Garden.
Yeah. Unlimited pasta. Endless bowl. Yeah.
Again, I know this was done on purpose and is just a cheesy joke in a kid's film, but the government dudes at the beginning made it seem like this power outage attack was serious enough to call upon someone they hated, Dr. Robotnik, when in reality they wanted nothing to do with him.
Lives, buildings, and historic landmarks times 2, so it seems like a bigger deal than this government. They'd rather have nothing to do with him. Like,
no, my ring broke while recording. It just fell.
Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. We did so much together. After I painted you from styrofoam, made you the magical ring you are. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. People loved you at the convention, and they will remember you for being magical. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. Taken too young from us, but never forgotten. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. Don't you worry about us. You will always be Ring Boy. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy. Rest in pieces, Ring Boy.
When in reality, they wanted nothing to do with him. Like, people lost their lives, buildings and historical landmarks got destroyed, many witnesses even saw Sonic running around, so it seems like a bigger deal than this government dude is showing here. But who knows what happened in the 3 months leading up to this.
Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady surprise Sonic by bringing his room into the attic, Sonic flosses again, and the movie technically ends there. But we do get a sneak peek at a sequel, with Robotnik shaving his head, growing out the mustache, and slowly becoming the Eggman we all know, stranded on the Mushroom Planet, which could very well be Mushroom Hill Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, alongside with Sonic's quill and a rock sculpture of Agent Stone.
You see, at least he cares about him a little bit on the inside. But here's hoping that Eggman grows that full beer belly by eating all these mushrooms in the sequel. And even though this reveal is awesome, it would have been really nice if they hadn't spoiled this in the trailer.
The movie ends again, with the credits being a neat throwback to the classic Sonic games, recreating scenes from the film as if it was on the Genesis.
But wait, is this another sequel sneak peek? It sure is,
as Tails jumps through a ring and hopes to find Sonic before it's too late. What does that mean? Well, we'll have to wait a few years for the second film to find out.
Now, Tails is pretty much Sonic's Luigi, and I never liked how useless both of these characters seem to be in their games.
But I will say that he did look and sound exactly like how I would have imagined a live-action Tails to be.
Look like he's been through a few years of drugs, hardcore drugs.
Hardcore drugs,
Yeah.
alcohol abuse.
And with how well this origin film turned out,
I hope the next one is chock full of references and does so much more with the Sonic universe. I'm just wondering though, how does Tails know about Sonic if Baby Sonic wasn't allowed to be seen by anyone else? Maybe Longclaw does survive and these plot holes are explained in the sequel.
Yeah, they could be why Tails went there. He was actually looking for Chaos Emeralds, not Sonic.
I think he had a little thing in his hand.
And that's what he did in the games. He uses that to track the Chaos Emeralds. house.
Anyways, those are my full thoughts on the 2020 live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's a fun kids film that both newcomers and fans of the games would enjoy. Just don't go in there expecting every single detail to be true to either the games, the comic books, or any of the other Sonic lore. They did their best, so it's no point, getting triggered if your version of Sonic wasn't featured in this film. So after we saw that, this was going to be made by the producers of the Fast and Furious franchise, and then after that first trailer came out, our expectations were really low. But whatever changes they made from that first trailer to now were, all positive, because the three of us went in there and had fun chuckling throughout from start to finish. That false high five between Agent Stone and Robotnik had us laughing for at least 5 minutes straight. You can see the glimmer of hope fading from his face after he gets punched right in the gut, whereas the innuendos felt like they came out of nowhere and didn't really fit anywhere in a kids film about Sonic.
Ooh, look what came out of my egg sack.
Not in the mood to get probed. You think you're worried? I'm not even wearing pants.
But overall, the movie wasn't perfect, but it was good enough for me to at least turn into this here video review. And if you want to see more of my videos behind the scenes or just extra content, or have a wallet that's feeling desperate enough to be emptied out, then please support me on Patreon, as I wouldn't be able to do this without the help of those oddballs there. But if you want to talk more about the Sonic movie or just want to hang out with me, then come on over to my Twitch page every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as we've already finished a number of Sonic games, and I'll, just hang out there with the chat all the time. Thanks for watching, ladies and turds, and I'll see you on another video. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Gotta go fast.